Добрый день, дорогие друзья! И сегодня у нас выходит новое видео из рубрики «Специальный гость». Дальше вы узнаете о том, что такое шахбокс, и об одном интересном человеке по имени Карл Strugnell. Ну что ж, смотрим. Боец в полутяжелом весе. В данный момент представляет Федерацию Великобритании. Действующий рейтинг Элла по шахматам 2260. Hello, how are you doing? And introduce yourself.
I'm doing not too bad, except for today I lost a terrible game. And my name is Carl Strugnell. I play under the Welsh flag. I don't say I come from Wales because my past was a bit all over the place. I was born in England, I grew up in France, and I lived 4 years in Swansea with my mother. And now I live in Serbia, so I'm all over the place. I'm a FIDE master and I also do chess boxing.
Wow, it's very interesting. We know what you train in chess boxing and you said about it. And can you say about it more, if you can?
Indeed, well, I'm trying to put a script for a documentary on chess boxing. Not so much to introduce it, but to actually go very far and use it for philosophy, you know. But okay, maybe for this video we'll just keep it to the basics. Okay, chess boxing, it's quite easy to look it up now on YouTube, on Google, and you'll get the main idea. Let's say it's to create some balanced human being, let's say. And you can see it in that way, so not only the mind but the body, healthy mind and a healthy body, but also maybe you can see it socially. So our society is very stratified, meaning people in different areas, they have specialities. And this way, maybe somebody who is very intellectual and they can exchange and help each other rather than always be divided. So this is the idea that I like with chess boxing. It's the differences and the similarities kind of mixing together. I hope I answered your question.
And what's your best chess boxing regards?
Oh, you mean like happy memories?
No, happy
No.
memories. It's
Result.
results or
Well, results.
achievements.
Well, result is difficult to say because okay, basically my record, I have
Yes.
my record. I have 7 fights, and 1 is supposed to be exhibition match, but I was very scared, so for me it was the same. So I have 7, and I won all 7. Now I haven't fought maybe the best fighters because they weren't always available, and there are already 2 federations in the world, so it was complicated. And I'm sure there are plenty of talent out there who can beat me. But for the moment, yes, the result is more about the record. All the fighters that I fought were very good. I mean, that's not to flatter myself at all, but mostly I was better at chess, of course, and I was trying to win at chess. And then I was kind of proud that once I knocked someone out, but that was also very scary. So just for the anecdote, I also did chess boxing, and just after I knocked this guy out in chess boxing, I got knocked out myself. And getting knocked out was actually more pleasurable than knocking someone out. Because when I knocked someone out, I was worried for him. But when I was knocked out, I was on the floor and I was like, oh, this is very nice. So, you know, it's just for the anecdote. It's a funny.
It's funny. I think it was awful.
Well, to be knocked out, it's not obviously. I mean, I think for chess players, we are worried about our brain, and this is totally normal. And so boxing seems totally irrelevant to trying to develop your brain. But I haven't seen worse results. Maybe I have better results in chess since I do boxing. Now the science behind it, I'm not a scientist, but from what I gather, you can basically box for about 5 years in competition without it damaging your brain, except for if you're extremely unlucky. But otherwise, you can box without too much. After 5 years, it's exponential. So the more 6 years, 7 years, each time it's more and more dangerous for your brain. But under 5 years, you should be fine. So, okay, one knockout, I'm still alive. And it's experience, it's life experience.
It's not experience, but it's okay. It's really nice answers, I think.
It's
really nice answers for you.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm trying my best for you guys. But I must say I did beat a grandmaster on round 2, so at least I come away with something.
Okay, Carl, do you have a crazy story with chess?
So with chess, I have many, and as I told you before the interview, some I cannot divulge. There are people concerned, etc. But I will tell you something that's only purely personal, like this, nobody is in danger. When I was 22 years old, so now I'm 38, so 16 years ago, I went to Los Angeles. And I was basically trying to escape Paris, where I grew up, because things were getting a bit crazy, and I was hanging out with some bad people. So I just tried to go as far away as possible. I went to Los Angeles, and quickly I ran out of money. I had no more money, and I had bought a car, $800 Toyota, very dusty little thing, and it broke down immediately. And so I started to sleep in the car, and my visa ran out, and I had no visa, but I did not want to go home. So I started to walk around town and try to find something to do. And it's difficult to find a job without a visa. I mean, it's not that difficult, but that's another story. And so I went to an area called Skid Row in downtown. And it's a very crazy neighborhood. Lots of killers and people on crack, and it doesn't really exist in, let's say, post-Soviet countries, because it's extreme poverty. I mean, I'm not saying that Russia doesn't know about poverty. I'm saying that here it's people living in the streets by thousands. And so I went there, and inside this crazy neighborhood, there is a park where they play chess. And so I became a chess hustler in this park with gang members and everything. I was the only white guy in the park, and it was just everybody liked me. As soon as I came, it's like, oh, Carl is here. It's a party, and they were trying to make me smoke weed, drink alcohol like this to make me lose at chess. But I would always win. And then in the end, my mother, she was very worried because she did not know where I was. She knew Los Angeles, but she had no idea. And then so a friend came to Los Angeles, and my mother gave him some money to give me, and about $1,000. And with the money, I bought. I did not go to a hotel. I bought some chess sets. I bought some tables, and I went to Venice Beach, and I played simultaneous on the beach. And I was making maybe $200 a weekend.
Wow.
But then I got paranoid, and I had to come home. So, so this is crazy story number 1. Crazy story number 2. It's not so crazy. It's more fun. I was just come back from Los Angeles. I am now 23 years old, and I start working as a security guard at night. And basically I was looking at Dvoritsky manual, and I was sleeping. This was my main activities at work. And normally I have difficulty sleeping, but at work somehow I like to sleep. So I'm sleeping, and there is a controller. He is coming to the different places to see if the people are sleeping or if they're doing their work. work which does not exist. Anyway, this guy, he cannot catch me sleeping because we have some talkie-walkies, and the colleagues, they tell me, oh, the guy is coming, so wake up, you know. So one day he comes with the boss, this controller comes with the boss, and he goes around and he finds me in the, he doesn't find me in the office. And I get the talkie-walkie too late, and I arrive and I'm like, my tie is like here, and I'm half asleep. And they say, oh, you're sleeping. I said, no, I was walking around and I was just, you know, doing my rounds, and no, this is because I was, anyway. And so, okay, what it has to do with chess is that I think it's the chess mentality. We started a dialogue which was like a chess game. And so, you know, he started telling me arguments, and I was always defending, and at some point I'm in Zeitnot, and he tells me, why is it such a mess here, you know, and he imagined I would say something like, oh, you know, it's not in my contract or something like this, but I had a much better idea. I told him, the only thing that it proves that it's a mess is that I'm willing to work in bad conditions. And then he had nothing to say. It was checkmate. And actually after that day, the boss really liked me, because he thought, oh, this guy has an answer to everything. So I believe this is chess in dialogue. I actually wrote this in I wrote it down as a short story, so I'm not sure it's still on the internet.
You said about a lot of countries, and what's your favorite?
Well, at the moment I have to say Serbia. Well, I'm here, I have a girlfriend here. Other countries, I'm not a big fan of the West anymore. It's I consider myself as a cultural refugee. It's a new form of refugee. It's people who are fed up of Western culture, and they are just trying to come to the East, and or elsewhere. I mean, maybe some people go to the Bahamas, but probably they will find the West more than the East there. So, okay, slowly the East will become the West, but I think still there is some resistance, and there is a space to live here, and the people are very friendly, and so I'm happy to say Serbia. My own life with my own understanding.